you give it some guardrails, right? You want to make sure it doesn't say anything nuts, right? And how to answer calls. You want to give it a response guideline and you give it task. So this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to greet the caller. You're going to determine the nature of the call. If they're a real estate agent, you want to answer their question using this Google Sheet. What I've done is I've connected this Google Sheet with all of my listings. So if they're asking about, hey, what's the commission being offered by the seller? They can answer the questionnaire. What's the status? So rather than me answering those questions, the AI can answer those questions. Um, if it's a buyer and it's asking certain questions, it can answer as well. And it could also transfer calls to me. So here, if they say, hey, I want to speak to Marco, the AI will transfer the call to me, right? So if you guys were to call this number, and I encourage you to go ahead and play around with it, it will transfer the call. And if you want it to book an appointment, it will book an appointment. So here, where it's using the use get availability and book appointment, it'll book an appointment right on my calendar. Okay, because Go High Level replaces platforms like Calendly, so it'll go ahead and do that, and it'll book an appointment. So here, and if someone called, like if you guys called that number, right, and then you also wanted to continue the conversation over text, it will text you as well. So you can do a text or a voice AI call on that. And if you wanted to start like a text campaign, you could do that as well rather than doing voice, just to give you guys an example. Any questions on that? You guys can, unmute yourselves and jump in and ask any questions.
When you
We got
talked about
real.
guardrails, I know for sure here in California they're trying their best to squeeze robocalls. I do, triple line dialers, so I already kind of risk that. And then you're saying scrub the DNC, so that's giving, a bit of a guardrail there too. But is there anything else that we should be concerned about? What comes to mind is the lady that was got charges pressed on her for sending 1,200 text messages in a month or whatever it was, and I really feel like she probably didn't do that. That some system that she created, some campaign kind of went off haywire.
You're talking about the Keller Williams agent that got sued?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know what brokerage she was with, but the joke was that everybody was like, "Is she available?" Like, like I want her on my team.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
That was because
obviously,
she texted her ex-boyfriend and they made it into a real estate meme. Just so you know, she wasn't with real estate at all.
Oh, so the lawsuit, it just might be a false flag overall.
Yeah, I mean the thing you got to look at is as things are evolving, as they're changing, we have to be careful with who we call and the cadence. That's one of the nice things about a system like this. It knows and is set up, okay, it's not calling every 2 hours until it gets the person. It's not like making that person miserable and hate their life. It's set up on a cadence to go through and follow up and do the things that all of us as agents, frankly, 99% do not do. I know one guy, Jason in Calabasas, he definitely follows up with people and he's really good at it, but everyone else, probably garbage. But the other thing is like if your state has very specific laws about something, you have to be aware of that to be able to give the input to it. Like in certain states, you still can't cold call, and that's just like a rollover. The great thing about it though is with opt-ins, we have the ability to call people. So it's all about knowing your location specific parameters and rules and staying on top of that because the end all be all where the buck stops is always going to be you.
yeah, 100% Joe. I mean, the good thing about
But you haven't, I just ask, have you ever had an experience where you're like, holy crap, that cadence was way too much? And then, that way we can miss that bump in the road.
yeah, I think when you're setting up an automation, no matter what system you're using, whether you're using, N8N or whether you're going with Go High Level or Zapier or any of those tools, you need to make sure that the following two guardrails are in place. That the AI will not call more than a certain amount of times. So, like, say, like I have it set up for 10 calls, right? 10 attempts. That's it. After that, the automation shuts down. Also, that you will not call more than once in a day, right? Like, I've seen that happen in other industries where like the AI, someone doesn't set it up correctly and it called someone like 10 or 15 times in a day, right? And it's like, you know, people are going to get pissed off. And that's where you're going to get someone that goes, you know what? I'm going to really stick it to this fucker, and I'm going to come after
Right,
them. I'm
right.
from New
Yeah.
York, so we drop the F-bomb, right? Just like Joe up in Boston, we're just nicer than Boston. That's it. But,
Yeah,
um,
I'm not trying to play it down at all. Like this is a powerful tool and it could really unlock a lot of business for people, especially the people that are reluctant to have those initial conversations. I think just having one little piece of information, like that old guy said, oh, well, something popped up on my screen and I did click on it. Like, that's enough for any of us in this room to say, you know what, I'm calling, right? Like, that's cool because if he's clicking on the screen, that means that he's going to be a Zillow lead for somebody, if not already, and we're going to go snag it up with our AI system identified that for us. I like it.
Well, I mean, yeah, 100%. Like that's really what this system's about. It is meant literally to get you hand raisers or someone that says, yeah, I may be. If you get any little piece of information, any tidbit that you can then go in and have a conversation, and it's gonna turn into something, like here's another one. I just want to share like a real world example, right? Of like, hey, is this really closing business? Yeah. So like this guy here, Carmine Uvino, right? This was a probate lead from April of 2024. This guy inherited a house out in the Hamptons. Um, I'm trying to think where it was. Yeah, here we go. Probate details. It was out in Hampton Bays, right? So the AI spoke to this lead back in April of 2024, and AI has gotten a lot better. This was actually an older one. This was an Air AI lead. Just listen.
Yes, who's this? Hello? Thomas, the digital assistant for Bayview Investors here in New York. I'm calling because I think you may be the executor of an estate and my acquisitions manager is looking to buy homes about them. Yeah, well, I'm not ready right now. Thank you. Got ya. Would you mind if I call you back in 30 days? No, but I'm still not gonna be ready. It's still in probate and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not really in a hurry to sell right now, but I thank you. Totally understand. Just so you know, we can actually start the process of coming out to see your home and making an offer with the contract being subject to the court issuing letters of administration or testamentary. Would you be interested in exploring that option? No, not the present time. You want to try back in a few months, you can try back in a few months, but like I said, I'm in no rush right now. Okay? Okay, I understand. All right, have a good night. Thank you.
So this lead, right? That guy who at the time said I'm not interested, right? We took that back in early 2024, and you could see all the communication since then. We could scroll up here. We followed up with calls to this lead, and we just stayed in touch with the guy. So you see here, May, Craig on my team followed up with the guy, and then you see June, August. We stayed in touch with this guy until we invited him to an event. So here you go. That was our brunch with Santa last year. We ended up listing his property in the Hampton Bays. We got it cleaned up, and then from there we listed it and we closed, and we're actually he's taking us out to dinner next Thursday. Okay, just to give you an idea um, of what this can do. And this simple AI calling and then us following up because now out of the 500 leads every month that are probate, we got the guy that said, yeah, maybe not right now, call me, stay in touch with me. We then converted this guy into a closed transaction, and that was 20 something thousand dollars. Okay, from that one. I mean, there's a bunch of them that I have in here, and all the leads that we have, they're in opportunities. This was Carmine, but
So, so when we just listened to that recording, that was the bot?
yeah, that was the bot, and that was an older one. That was an Air AI one. So RAI is no longer in business, or
Too bad, man. That flow was nice, and the pace and the tone was great.
it's better now. It is much better now. So some of the calls that you listen to now, like I can just pick up just to give you give you this one, Moira Sullivan, just so you guys get a flow. Because a lot of people are so reluctant. This is a realty.com lead. Um, so right there. Oh, here we go.
Hi,
Hello?
is this Moira?
It is.
Great.
Hello?
Hi, Moira. I'm reaching out because you registered online to speak with an agent about selling your home or getting a home value estimate. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Perfect. Team Gomez specializes in helping homeowners like you with selling their homes or providing accurate home value estimates. Are you currently looking to sell your home or were you just curious about its value?
I'm curious, and I've recently retired, and just looking at different options. Not that I'm definitely going to move, but I need to know what, if I was interested in moving, what the value of the house would be.
Got it, Moira. Exploring your options is always a smart move, especially after retirement. Our team can provide you with a detailed home value estimate based on the current market trends and your home's unique features. Would you like to set up a time for one of our expert agents to visit your home and give you a personalized assessment?
Yes.
Let me check our availability to schedule a time for the assessment. We have several time slots available starting tomorrow, May 21st. Would a morning slot like 9:30 a.m. work for you?
Thanks for everything you did, Marco. This is freaking fantastic. I gotta jump though. See you guys next week or 2 weeks.
Bye,
See
Daniel.
you 2 weeks, Daniel.
I'll book the appointment for tomorrow, May 21st at 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
Your appointment is all set for tomorrow, May 21st at 9:30 a.m.
He knows it's automated.
Agents will meet with you to provide a detailed home value assessment. If you have any questions before
It's
then,
fine.
feel free to reach out. Looking forward to helping you explore your options.
Can you tell me the name of the person that's coming?
The appointment will be with Marco Gomez, our expert associate broker. He has extensive experience and will provide you with a thorough and personalized assessment. You're in great hands.
Okay. So 9:30 tomorrow.
That's right, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow, May 21st. Marco Gomez will meet with you to go over everything. Have a great day, Moira, and we'll see you then.
Thank you.
So that gives you guys a flair for what these calls are like and what voice AI can do. And again, it could carry the same thing into texting. You could do it with SMS as well as voice. And it could be, if you just want a little help getting your inbound realty.com, your Z buyer, any type of online lead to just find out who's actually interested in speaking with you. And by the way, the AI did book that appointment on my calendar. And, I looked in that, I was like, who am I meeting with? And then, you listen to the call. But this is just another tool to leverage what you're already paying for. We all spend a ton of money on all these online leads and people don't follow up on them. So this is just there to help you convert some of those opportunities.
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, think
Yeah.
about it, guys. Think about if you were spending an hour calling people that had already in some way, shape, or form said either maybe or yes. How much less painful is that? How much more motivated are you to continue to do those calls consistently and to go to those appointments and make sure that you are doing things that are actual money-making activities? Because if you really look at yourself in the mirror and say, how much time have I spent picking up the phone, prospecting? We know Missy is like crushing it right now. But that's the thing. How much time are you actually spending? And if you're spending an insignificant actual amount of time, because remember, you're only talking to the person 6 inches from the mirror. So you get to be honest. This is something that can help.
Yeah.
Question, are
Yeah.
those snapshots available? Would you be able to share them?
Uh,
For the go high level, like your
my stuff.
map.
Yeah, most snapshots on Go High Level are bought, and we're fast forwards, we're not selling anything today,
Right.
but I'm sure if you talk to Marco offline, something could potentially be arranged. I don't know if he's willing to. I'm not going to speak for him, but
No, that's
You
cool.
can
No,
give me a-
I get
you can
it.
give
No,
me a call.
that's
You can
cool.
reach out to me. Yeah, I don't want to violate any protocols or anything. I don't
Yeah.
want, Dan or Kyle or anyone, Mary, yelling at me.
For your,
No
for your,
worries, no worries.
for your
But I
contact
would say that
information,
no matter which platform you use, you do want to build out, all the, the safety in there, automations and stuff that limits the amount of attempts that the AI does make, because you don't want to be that agent that called someone like 1,000 times. Not only that, if you do that to like 1,000 leads and by accident something happened, your bill will be astronomical, because the biggest thing with all these voice AI providers is they all charge by the minute, right? So you pay a platform fee and then you pay per minute. And a lot of them also use Twilio. So a lot of them, especially for texting, because what you have to do is you have to be able to do SIP trunking so that you can go out and do the texting piece of it. So you have to be able to SIP trunk. So it uses Twilio for that. So you just got to really make sure when you're building it, because a lot of companies now, we all get those Facebook ads and it's like, oh yeah, it's $90, $50, your AI is going to be off and running. That's just literally to get you in the door. And then they're like, oh, listen, hey, that was just to give you platform access. Now you got to go out and build it. So you do have to go in and invest time and stuff like that. I mean, like, I said, if anyone wants, I'm happy to do another call and we can talk about building stuff like that. And, happy to share.